Hi, this is Ilana Stockman. I want to talk about Trump and the sexual assault tape that came to surface. I know a lot of the media is calling it lewd sex or his sex tape, but I want to be clear, we're not talking about sex. We are talking about sexual assault. He's not describing sex with a woman. He is describing grabbing women without their consent by their genitals, kissing them without their consent. And he talks about women as objects, as what they look like, as stories in his own fantasy about what women are for him. So let's just make this clear. We're not talking about sex. We're talking about sexual assault. I would like to say something else, which is that it's not just about the physical act of assault, but also about the verbal and emotional non-contact aspects that surround sexual assault. I want to talk about the fact that the words themselves are violent and abusive to women. The conversation that he has with Billy Bush, his enabler, who's laughing and egging him on, that is rape culture. And that is emotional sexual assault. That is creating an environment which allows and encourages violence against women, sexual violence against women. This is a really important point because a lot of people think that sexual assault is only if something physical happens, only if, there's penetration. Oh, it wasn't rape, so nothing happened. We've seen this a lot, issues of video voyeurism, peeping toms, rabbis, mikveh rabbis, people who didn't actually rape, and the world sort of says, what's the big deal? We see this with Trump also. Trump has been saying awful things about women for his entire adult life. And so many of us have been talking about this for a long time. But it wasn't until he actually describes the physical assault that people are like, oh, okay, we get that now. There's a really important point here, which is that not all sexual assault involves physical contact. That creating an environment where a woman is looked at as a toy in a man's fantasy, when a professional woman who's trying to do her job is looked at for what she's wearing, what her body looks like, her legs, her breasts, her hair. When men are using her appearance to imagine what they could do to her, and then when someone like Billy Bush says, hey, why don't you give this guy a hug? And she has no idea that she's now playing a part in his fantasy. All of these things are not rape, but they are rape culture, and they are emotional sexual